Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances, and a little bit of a different setup. I don't have my recording equipment at my office anymore. My son and I started a college football podcast, and so I've got it up there. And I haven't been making a lot of fragrance content lately. I've scaled the channel back a little bit just because I've sold off a lot of my collection. I've still got a lot of bottles of cologne, but I'm not buying as much as I was or having stuff sent to me. So, but I did get a couple of bottles in and wanted to share them with you. So we're going to do this today. And what I got is PDM Layton. I've had several PDM fragrances and cologne, Greenlee, Sedley, Layton exclusive, but I've never had just plain Jane Layton. And so we'll do that. And then I saw this. This is Dumont Nitro pour Homme Intense. Boy, I mean, that is such black on black, you can't hardly see it. But I mean, I've smelled the Layton DNA so much, it's almost like it's not a first impression, but it kind of is, because like I said, I had Layton exclusive. So really, I guess these are both going to be first impressions. Let's do Layton first, because I'm familiar with, again, the DNA, having owned Layton exclusive, having smelled Layton before, and then owning like some clones of it and things of that nature. So the Layton box has a little bit of a shine to it. That's nice. For a cardboard box, the PDM boxes are nice. I do really like the kind of chrome, you know, horses and all that. There's your barcode, batch code, QR code, all that on the bottom. My batch here is lot 3242612. And then inside a PDM bottle, there's a little French sleeve with a nice little kind of collar to hold the bottle in place so it doesn't get jostled around too much. And then I'm a big fan of the PDM bottles. I mean, they feel quality. They're heavy. I equate heft to quality a lot of times. You pick up a nice watch if it's got some heft to it. These PDM caps are insane. You know, they're so heavy. Metal with a little plastic feel. All right, I'm gonna spray this on my right hand. PDM has good sprayers. Matte blue, I'd say midnight blue on the Layton bottle. Very good. Smells pretty much exactly the way I thought it would smell. The Layton exclusive was Layton with like heavier tobacco and things of that nature. I'm going to do a comparison video. I'll do a full review of Layton, but I'll also do a comparison between it and Lalique White and Black. It's one of my favorite fragrances, and it's based on the Layton DNA. And they are very similar. Without having them side by side, you know, you can tell they're similar, but there's some differences for sure. Smells like Layton may have a little more citruses in it. There's either an orange or a bergamot or something kind of shining through a little bit that you don't get a lot of in White and Black. Yeah, definitely heavier on the citruses in the opening. Feels like there's probably ambroxan. There's a kind of a fizzy, sparkly, you know, bright push to it. Lots of woods in the base. It's sweet, it's woody. It's a little dark, a little resinous. There's some amber, you know, maybe some vanilla. Very, very nice. You're familiar with this fragrance. Here's one I'm not familiar with. I've never heard of them. I don't even remember whose video I saw it on, but I was, basically I went to Gift Express, bought a bottle of Layton, saw they had this, and decided to check it out too. Again, this is Dumont Paris, and this is Nitro Pour Homme Intense. And I don't know anything about it. I don't know any notes. I don't know what it's based on, if it's a clone of something or if it's its own fragrance. I really know nothing about it. So this is just blind. The only thing I feel like I know is that I think it will be a cold weather fragrance. Sorry about the lighting, y'all. Again, I don't have my setup here, and you're really just not going to be able to see much on this box. It's so foggy and blurry. I don't have a camera stand or a cell phone stand that I can put it in. I've got it leaning up against some books on some boxes. But just a bigger, you know, compared to the PDM box, larger box. PDM, I bought a 2.5. This is a 3, what is this? 3.4, 100 ml. I mean, the box is fine. It's got that little reflective sticker on the back. Kind of makes me think, is this a Middle Eastern clone house or something? Or do they just do that too? It says Paris on here. Paris, France. Dumont Paris. All right. All right, so here it's open. They got a little French sleeve in there too. Pull out the bottle, and very reminiscent to me of John Varvatos. Was it Rebel? Dark Rebel. The black leathery fragrance from John Varvatos. Everything's in black. Glass bottle. Bottle feels good. Got a leather you know, band around it. Says Nitro Pour Homme Intense. It's got a little tassel here. Got a metal cap, plastic filled metal cap. So let's see what this one is about. Sprayer is average. Is this an Aventus clone? This is an Aventus clone. Okay, not at all what I was expecting. You know what? I think this is supposed to be Aventus Absolute. Because I can't imagine I would have bought this if it was just a regular Aventus clone. I mean, I have Aventus. I have Club de Nuit, I have L'Aventure, I have Mont Blanc Explorer, I have Aaron Terrence Hughes, I can't remember his now. Here's my bottle of Aventus. Yeah, definitely an Aventus clone, but again, I think this is supposed to be Absolute, and I've never smelled it. But if this is a good Aventus Absolute clone, I can't see why anybody would want to pay double the price for Aventus Absolute. I mean, it just smells like a greener, more rindy Aventus to me. If there's supposed to be more of a darkness to it, I'm not really seeing it here. There's also something kind of the green rindiness, if it's like grapefruit or whatever it is that's turned up in this one. I mean, you can smell the pineapple, the black currant, you know, all the fruity, citrusy, pineapple-y things that makes an Aventus DNA. That greener kind of rind edge to it gives it a slightly different twist. But my understanding of Aventus Absolute is that it was like darker and deeper, richer, more earthy, and more like kind of their answer for, you know, Sauvage Elixir and things of that nature. You know, Apex by Raja, stuff like that. I'm not getting that from this. Again, this isn't Aventus Absolute, but I'm 99% sure that's what this is supposed to be. I don't know. So, first impression, I love Layton. I knew I would. That smells great. Just real, you know, what I like about the Layton DNA is it is blue and it's sweet, but it's also super woody, musky, rich, opulent. I like this better than the Exclusive. I sold my bottle of Exclusive. You know, if I don't just love something and it's expensive, I won't keep it. If it's expensive, I'll just turn around and sell it. If I don't love it, if I love it, I'll keep it. And I didn't love the Layton Exclusive. Didn't love Cologne. I've sold Sedley and got it back. I've sold Greenlee and I'm trying to get it back at a good price. I've got a bottle of Herod coming, but I really like Sedley. That's going to be something I wear a lot this winter. First impression, not impressed with Nitro Pour Homme Intense. Let me know in the comments. Am I right? Is this Aventus Absolute? I'm pretty sure it is. If it is and you've smelled both, is it good? If it is, I can't understand why anybody's buying Aventus Absolute, because, you know, you can find a bottle of Aventus which is overpriced, but you can still find a bottle of Aventus for $200, hopefully less. Aventus Absolute, you're going to have to pay $300 or more for. And it doesn't smell, you know, I sprayed my regular bottle of Aventus right here. To me, smells much better than this, which it ought to, but this is supposed to represent a much higher, you know, quality version of this. This I love, although I'm going to tell you this, if you like Creed Aventus, the best one, and I didn't mention these a while ago, Pineapple Vintage. I think mine is the Intense version. Fantastic. I've got another one down here. Pineapple Vintage. This is vanilla, I think. Vanilla Intense. So they just amped up the vanilla in this version. Smells great. Pineapple Intense smells better than Creed Aventus. From what everybody says, it's based upon more of the original when this first come out, and it was not watered down, and it lasted, and it, you know, higher quality ingredients. Since they've been bought, everything has been watered down, but that is the best. And I know they're kind of pricier, but honestly, $140, unless you just want the original so that you've got the bottle and everything, I would spend my money on the Pineapple Vintage version because it's way better. higher quality smelling, fills the room. You don't have to use as much unless you're like me and you're gonna overspray no matter what. It just smells better. But this here, again, if this is a good representation of Absolute Venice, I'm gonna pass. Wouldn't even want to pick up the Parfums Venice version of it. I know they've got one in a real unique bottle, but no, it's drying down. It's getting worse to me. It's more green and more rind. Again, it's a lot of that. It smells like the rind of a grapefruit, the real bitter green part. It's not my thing. All right, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think about any of these fragrances that I talked about today. And like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Till we see you down the road, I say God bless. Frag on, frag fam.